Hello, my name is Lacey and today I'm going to do my December 2022 TBR. So I've kind of changed, for the foreseeable future. It's my game, I can change the rules, whatever. In Australia, which is where I live, we do the seasons in 3-month increments. So December is the first month of summer, and then it finishes in February, and then March, May is autumn, June, July, August is winter, and then September, October, November is spring. I decided to be like, okay, well let's change how I do my TBRs in correlation to the months. The first month of a new season, I'll focus on my bookshelves. The second month I'll focus on the books I want to get rid of. So that's under my dressing table and in my bed. I have drawers underneath my bed. And then the third month would be my book cart. The problems relating to the book cart and my on-hold pile has been taken out. Also, if I finish my TBR in the month, I can tackle the books currently on my desk. And that was a lot. Also, the skip, the +2 and the +4 have been taken out of I'm only doing 10 cards because I feel like I want to challenge myself and I want to read 10 books a month. The books on my desk do fall into my book cart. Let's start the game in The first one is a 4, is read 2 of an author's books. So the next one is a 6. 6 is a new one as well. 6 is read in middle grade. So the second one is, third one is another 6. The next one's a 3, which is read a YA book. Next one is another 4. Next one is a 7. Oh, also, my classics do not fall under any of these categories. If I get a classic, I need to read a classic. So 7 is to read a romance. 9, which is an 8, which is a backlist. So I only have to pull one more card. And the last prompt is another 8. Yeah, I didn't shuffle this properly, but anyway. So I've chosen my books, and my TBR is looking pretty manageable. The first book I remember was a backlist title, and this is Looking for Ella Bandy by Melina Marchetta. So this is a staple in YA literature in Australia. I have read this book before. This is a synopsis of Looking for Ella Bandy. Josephine Ella Bandy is 17, illegitimate, and in her final year at a wealthy Catholic school. As if this wasn't enough, this is the year her father comes back into her life, the year she falls in love, and the year she discovers family secrets that will finally set her free. So I'm really excited to reread this again because I haven't read it for maybe 11 years. That was the first book. The second book, I think this was to read a romance, and of course, I did add a Christmas book, because it's going to be December and it's Christmas time. This is We Met in December by Rosie Curtis. This is the synopsis of it. This December, unlucky in love Jess is following her dream and moving to Notting Hill. On the first night in her new house share, she meets Alex, the guy in the room next door. They don't kiss under the mistletoe, but there's still a spark that leaves Jess imagining how they might spend the year together. Never mind the house rule against dating. But when Jess returns from her Christmas holiday, she finds Alex has started seeing housemate Emma. Now Jess faces a year bumping into the man of her dreams and apparently the woman of his. Jess is determined to move on and spend the year falling in love with London, not Alex. But what if her heart has other ideas? This sounds like a good book. I'm excited to read it. The next book I chose, I believe that this was for Backlist, yes, because this was published in 2011. Backlist for me is published before 2020. I want to read it because we're going to discuss The Night Circus in book club next month. This is the synopsis. The circus arrives without warning. No announcement preceded it. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. This, I believe, is an adult book. So next book that I have chosen is Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. I have no idea why I haven't read this yet. I've had this book on my TBR since maybe 2016, 2017. I think trigger warnings for depression and maybe anxiety. The synopsis is, reality, as it turns out, is not what you always think. Armed with a take no prisoners attitude, her camera, a magic 8-ball, and her only ally, her little sister, Alex fights a daily battle to decipher what is real and what is not. And after an extremely unfortunate incident, Alex is ready for a fresh start at a new school where no one recognizes her. Before she knows it, Alex is making friends, going to parties, falling in love. But her inability to separate her delusions from reality is always just under the surface, and it could have disastrous consequences for the people closest to her. Trigger warnings for schizophrenia, which is a type of mental illness. I may not be in the headspace to read this book at the moment, and if that's the case, I'll switch it out for another YA book, which is okay. I do really want to read this book because I loved Eliza on Monsters. So the next 2 books I have are part of a series because I had to choose 2. Oh no, these are middle grade. So I had to pick 2 middle grade books and I chose number 16 of Heartland and number 17 of Heartland. I'm not going to tell you about what they're about, but Heartland is also a TV show and I adore Heartland, the TV show. The next book is Never Always Sometimes by Audi Olsad. The synopsis is: best friends Dave and Julia were determined to never be Clit's high school kids, the ones who sit at the same lunch table every day, or those plotting to be pumpkin and queen. They even wrote their own list, their own never list of everything they found they'd never do in high school. Some of the rules have been easy to follow, like number 5, never dye your hair a colour of the rainbow. But Dave has secretly broken that rule. Number 8, never pine silently after someone for the entirety of high school. It's either that or break rule number 10, never date your best friend. Has loved Julia for as long as he can remember. Julia is beautiful, wide and gratuitous, so when she suggests that they do every never on the list, Dave is happy to play along. It starts as a joke, but then a funny thing happens. Dave and Julia discover that by skipping glitches, they've actually been missing out on high school, and maybe even on love. Yeah, I think I'll enjoy this book now. The next one is another Audie Elsa book because I had to choose 2. I got 2 number 4s, so I had to choose two authors, and I had to choose 2 of their books. So the next one is Brief Chronicle of Another Stupid Heartbreak, also by Audie Olsad, and this is the synopsis. Has heartbreak broken her for good? Dumped by a boyfriend the summer after senior year, teen love and relationship columnist Lou Charles has hit a wall with her writing. The words just won't come to her like they used to, and if she doesn't come up with a topic for a common column, she'll lose her gig at hip online magazine Ms. Norma and the college scholarship that goes along with it. Her best friend Pete thinks she should write through her own pain, but when Lou overhears another couple planning a pre-college breakup just like hers, she becomes convinced that they're the answer to cracking her writer's block. And when she meets them, super practical Iris and cute sweet Cal, she discovers they're postponing their breakup until the end of summer. She has to know more. Have Cal and Iris prolonged their own misery by staying together, knowing the ending is in sight, or does the secret to figuring out all this love business and getting over it? One thing is certain: if Lou can't make a breakthrough before summer is over, she can kiss her future goodbye. I've got 2 more books, and they are both Sarah Dessen. I'm reading Sarah Dessen in publication order. This Lullaby is first. This Lullaby and The Truth About Forever, both by Sarah Dessen. The synopsis is: she's got it all figured out, or does she? When it comes to relationships, Remy's got a whole set of rules. Never get too serious, never let him break your heart, and never ever date a musician. But then Remy meets Dexter, and the rules don't seem to apply anymore. Could it be that she's starting to understand what all those love songs are about? Yeah, this seems interesting to me. And the synopsis for The Truth About Forever. On the outside, Macy Queen is cool and calm. On the inside, she's breaking, silently struggling with her father's death and being apart from her oh-so-perfect boyfriend. A long, lonely summer full of secrets and silence lies ahead, until she meets a guy who won't let her hide away. He's one of those intense types, obsessed with music. He's determined to make her listen, determined to make her smile, but help her forget what happened the night everything changed. Okay, so trigger warning for a parental death. From reading the synopsis, I hope she doesn't cheat on her boyfriend, because I hate it when people cheat on other people, because no one YA books that is what happens, which I hate. If you want to follow me on social media, my handles are down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.